Thanks for tuning into our seller interview series. Up today, we've got nearly 15-year-old site for sale in the general goods niche and monetized via Adsense, Amazon, and various other affiliates. This site makes right around $7.2K per month in net profit, and the listing number for the site is 40411. Now, we do these interviews to give potential buyers more information about both the seller and the sites they're looking to purchase. We hope these insights are helpful for you in making a buying decision. We've got the seller with us today to go through the business, cover everything from niche selection to traffic and monetization. Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
All right, man. Let's do a quick summary of the business. It was built in September 2001. The monthly revenue on this is $7,282 a month, and that's a 24-month average. You've got expenses on average about $50 a month. We've got net profit of $7,232 a month. Again, that's a 24-month average. No PBN or manufactured links were created to the site, and you've got diversified revenue streams. You've got 7 total revenue streams to the site. Is that a pretty good kind of summary or kind of introduction to the business?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Cool, man. All right, well, let's do a quick introduction. Can you tell me a little bit about how you got into building this website? And you've been running this website and you built it, you didn't buy it or anything. So 15 years you've been running this website, Erwin. How'd you get into this, man? What got you started?
Well, I was just back in high school, and there was a tech blog that I used to visit a lot. Actually they don't exist anymore, but it was God Apex. And then they had a little deals section on their site, and I followed it pretty religiously and thought I could just do the same thing.
Okay, so you saw an opportunity. You saw there was a site that had deals, and obviously they were selling stuff and making money. You said, look, I think I can create something that competes with that. I think I can do something as good and probably make some money on it. So you create a site, and this wasn't, this is pre-WordPress, right? So this is what you said, an Angel Fire site?
Yeah, so I had it on Angel Fire, and it looked a lot different.
So at the time, you were young. You said you were in high school, I think, right? So was your plan to build this kind of job replacement kind of income? Or were you just look, I want some extra, goof around money? What was the idea there?
I actually didn't think I would be making money from it. I was just going to use it to, before on that Angel Fire site, I just had pictures of hot girls and stuff.
Yeah.
And I wanted to switch it up.
Okay, so in terms of the money mix, we talked about 7 different revenue streams, but the majority of the money comes from Amazon, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so primarily an Amazon site, and that's products that you review or offer deals on. When you find a deal, you put it on Amazon. We'll talk about kind of how you find those deals and how that works in a bit. Why did you choose the niche? I mean, were there a lot of deal sites in 2001? Was it a hot trend? Is that kind of why you jumped on it? Or was there just one site in particular that you thought was interesting and that you could do as well?
Well, like I said, Got Apex was the site that I went to a lot, and they had a deal section, and I just thought it was a sort of a good,
just an interesting website. You like the way
a good concept. I went there for their tech reviews and stuff in their forums, but their deal section was just fun to use.
Cool. All right, so built in 2001, it's built quite a while back. You said you didn't build it to make money at first, and so I'm guessing you didn't even monetize it at first. When did the money start kicking in? When did you realize, I could probably make some money with the site? I'm going to give it a shot.
Well, actually, I did technically monetize it right in the beginning, but I was only making a few bucks a month or something like that.
Was there a point at which you realized it started making enough money to where you were like, wow, this is kind of, I'm onto something here?
Yeah, the money probably kicked in right around college time or somewhere around there.
Okay, so we're talking, 2006, 2007, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So it started making money, and you were in college, you're like, wow, it's doing well. At some point, it was making more money. What was it at its peak? What were the highest earnings you had with the site?
Highest earnings? Well, most of the biggest months come around Black Friday. So probably around 2 or 3 years ago during Black Friday.
All right, so tell me a little bit about why you're selling the site. I mean, you've had it for a long time. You could just keep maintaining it. Why are you selling now?
Well, I've been doing it, like you said, for the past 15 years. And I'm only 31. Oh, not even 31. I'm 30. So I've been doing it already half my life. I think I'm ready to move on to something else.
Okay. What are you thinking in terms of moving on to? Are you thinking an e-commerce business? Are you thinking an offline business? What do you want to do next? I
was already telling my friends I'm ready to start a conventional job. Anything.
Really?
I feel like I've been missing out. I want to do some waiting or something at TGI.
That's so funny. Most people are like, I would kill for this job that you have. Like, I love this job. That's way better than, doing whatever. And you're looking to get away from it. Why? Like, is it, I don't know.
I've never had a conventional job. The only other gig I had was I would dress up in costumes and perform at birthday parties. I miss that I don't know, more lighthearted kind of occupation.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess I don't know if this is the right word, but it's kind of lonely. I mean, is this kind of been a lonely job for you?
It is definitely not the most glamorous job.
So are you looking for more of like a social kind of thing to do? What are you going to do?
Yes.
What are you going to do with
Yes.
the cash when you sell?
I guess replace the car, take a trip.
All right, you're going to have a lot of money for a car. A really nice car, maybe? It's really nice.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Take good 6 months off or something?
Definitely.
Okay. All right, so I got an idea on why you're looking to sell. You're looking to get away from this kind of lonely job. You want something that's a bit more social. You're going to take some time off and probably look for something that more suits your kind of goals and your interests, right?
Yeah.
All right, so, and I got a feel for kind of the trajectory of the business. I mean, when you started off, it wasn't making much money. When you hit your college years, a couple of years later, it started making money. You realized that, wow, this thing is actually legit. Did you learn anything in building this site that like was particularly successful? Anything that you would apply to any future jobs or any future businesses you might build?
I probably won't be building any more sites after this. I'm looking for something with less responsibility.
Less responsibility, like a waiter? What?
Or just working something 9 to 5 for someone else.
Okay, you'd rather work for someone else. You don't want to work for yourself. That's just, honestly, I'm having trouble getting over that. Like, why are the responsibilities with this so high and so stressful that you want to have less responsibility? Like, what about these responsibilities stress you out so much?
Well, maybe it's like one of those cases where the grass is always greener. If you don't keep up with the site, then you pretty much lose your entire livelihood.
Okay, that makes sense. I get that. All right, so I guess if you don't keep up with that on a daily basis, on a regular basis, and it goes away, all your income goes away, you have no marketable skills to speak of, right? Because you've just been doing this, and you're thinking, like, you're so tied to this that it's problematic for you.
Yes.
All right. Is there anything you did have you ever tried, like, paid traffic to the site? What other things have you done? Have you tried monetizing it different ways? I mean, what have you done to the site?
Not really. I tried Facebook, the Facebook ads or Adsense I think they both were giving away $100 free credit at the time, but nothing really came much of that, so I didn't dump any more money into it.
Okay. So you tried AdSense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I guess it's called AdWords.
Yeah, AdWords. Do you have AdSense on the site right now? Do you make money via AdSense?
There's AdSense on it, but I think the money that comes in from AdSense pales in comparison to the other streams.
Okay. And you said you tried some paid traffic, but nothing really worked. Like you were spending some money on it, and it just didn't seem like you were getting a return on it. Is that right?
Well, I didn't spend any of my actual money. I just used one of their $100 free credit promotion things.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha. Cool. All right. Tell me about the traffic a little bit. Is it all organic? Is any of the traffic social? Is any of it direct? Like, do people know the brand name and come back to the site? Like, what does that look like?
Most of the traffic, I would say, are just return customers or I don't even know if they're customers, return visitors.
Okay. So people type in the URL, go to the site, and are looking for more deals.
Yeah. Or they have it bookmarked or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. And then, so that would be direct traffic, right? So you get a lot of direct traffic, a lot of bookmark traffic. Do you have an email list with this site at all or no?
There is no email address.
Okay.
Or email.
No email list.
Or email list.
Yeah, okay. You haven't collected emails. And you don't know exactly how much of the site traffic comes from organic search.
No.
Okay. Let me ask you this. This is going to be a lot, I'm sure. How many pages or posts of content do you have on the site?
How many pages of content? Hundreds. I couldn't give you a number.
Hundreds. Well, let me ask you this. How many pieces of content are you adding on a daily basis or on a weekly basis?
There will be about 20 deals a day.
Okay, so about 20 deals a day, and you do that every single day?
Yeah.
Okay, so about 140 a week, right? So maybe 500 to 600 a month?
I wasn't a math major, but I'll take your calculation for it.
Okay. So there should be, over the course of a year, maybe 5,000 to 6,000 pieces of content, 10 years, 50 to 60,000. I mean, have you done this consistently, like 20 pieces of content on average every day for 10 years?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking 60, 70,000, maybe 80,000 pieces of content on the site. All right. In terms of the earnings, why were they declining in 2015?
Mostly across the board, a lot of the companies were decreasing their commissions.
Okay, so the decline in earnings is due to decreased commissions?
Yeah.
Okay. That was some of the other affiliates that you have the business, right? So tell me about, because I mean, the earnings very closely follow the profit, right? So follow the traffic. So when the traffic is down, it seems like the earnings are down. Any idea why the traffic might have fallen in 2015?
Not really. I haven't changed the way I update the deals or anything.
Did you notice the traffic was down in 2015?
Actually, no, I didn't.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it looks like, the earnings follow pretty closely to the traffic. So we're looking at just a ton of content on the site. Traffic has been down, but you've basically been doing the same thing that you were doing in years past. So earnings were down a bit. I mean, you have a couple of up months. I'd say November, December of this last year were definitely up months. And then you have some really big months. Like if I look at your earning history and I look at December 2014, it was huge. Any idea why earnings were up so much that month?
2014, I think that was the last year I had a little partnership with a Black Friday ad site.
Okay, so it was up for that month. Yeah, you basically crushed it that month. But since then, it's declined in 2015, but then again, up a bit in November, December. So I'd say in 2015, on average, you're looking at like somewhere between 3,000 to 5,000 a month, and then up to about 6,000 a month in November, December of 2015. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, it does.
All right. Okay, man, I get an idea in terms of how much content you have, how much traffic you have. I got an idea on the earnings. Let's talk about the opportunities on the site. So if you weren't going to sell the site, let's say no one decided to buy it, that people weren't interested, what would you do in 2016?
Well, on other deal sites, most deal sites, they have a coupon section. And then I guess if I kept the site, I would integrate a coupon section.
Okay, you would integrate coupons, so you'd add a coupon section to the site. Why do you think that would make more money? Why do you think that would be a good add to the site?
Well, sometimes like when people check out the site, they're not interested in the deals that I'm posting for the day, but they may want to buy something else. And then if they can find a coupon for the product that they're trying to buy, I can probably earn a little commission off that particular sale.
Awesome. So, they may not be particularly interested in that deal, but they find a coupon for something else they're looking for that is interesting, then they might snatch that and you can get a little commission that way.
Yeah.
So it's like a way to make money off the customers that didn't find something in particular on your deals, but, always check your site for coupons or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. And talk to me about how, we were talking about this before we got into the recording, but where do you find this content, right? So you're the one that's been posting this for years, and you're posting on average 20 bits of content, 20 deals a day. Where do you get this content from? Where do you get these deals?
Well, most sites like mine, we take the deals from the biggest deal site, Slick Deals.
Okay, so you're aggregating, other people's deals, and you and other sites like this are aggregating those deals and taking and putting them on your own site, and that's how they get spread around the internet. That's how a bunch of people find out about these deals.
Yeah.
Have you ever done any like original research for your site itself to find these deals?
Honestly, it's not worth the time because Slick Deals, their user base is so large and their forums are so active. It's easier just to find the content from there than to research a deal yourself.
Yeah, because you're crowdsourcing the deal, right? It's easier to use.
You can figure out like which deals are the hottest and which deals you should post on your own site.
All right. Cool, man. I think I got a grasp on what you would do in 2016 if you kept the site. If you really wanted to grow it out, let's say that someone was buying the site and they didn't want to continue doing what you're doing. They want to 2x or 3x the site within 12 months. What aggressive actions could you take, do you think, to really grow this site out, to build it out significantly faster? What would you do?
Well, definitely that coupons section I think would help. And then I've never looked into SEO. Like I said, I did the Facebook ads and the Google ads, but that was really, really quick stint, and I don't think I used them efficiently at all.
All right. So look at Facebook, look at potentially AdWords. Is there any reason in particular that you never added kind of an email opt-in? It seems like if there are, a lot of visitors that are coming to the site and they're kind of repeat visitors, they're bookmarking and they're coming back to the site looking for deals, those are the kind of people that'd be good to kind of email market to. Any reason you didn't add an email list, didn't start collecting emails?
I thought it was a little pervasive, I guess. Personally, I don't give my email address out to other deal sites, so I didn't think that
like it was
other
too much
people
to
would want
ask.
to give me theirs.
Yeah, it was an aggressive ask.
Plus, a lot of deals, they're very time sensitive, And then I don't think emails are the best way to broadcast new deals. I think subscribing to a Twitter feed is a better way to advertise a time sensitive deal a little bit quicker.
Yeah. It's more real time. Do you post these on Twitter, on Facebook, on your social media sites?
Yeah, the Twitter feed just automatically posts whatever I post.
Gotcha. And then how many social media followers do you have? How many Twitter followers? How many Facebook followers? Is it popular, or is that a pretty small piece of the business?
I think it's pretty small. Yeah, not as many people as I would want it to have.
Okay,
I think there are 700 followers on Twitter and maybe 1,000 on Facebook.
So that might be a way for someone to grow it out, right? That may be an opportunity for someone to, more aggressively target social media in terms of becoming a premier or well-known, deal aggregator, right?
Yeah.
All right. So talk to me about the risks. If someone's looking to buy the site from you and they're interested, what should they worry about? Like, what are the concerns? If they were to buy the site, what could happen to them that would be bad, that could hurt the business, how could they screw up the business? Like, what are the risks here?
I think if you're not able to find the good deals to post on the site, deals that'll convert really well, I think if you become lazy with that, the earnings would probably drop.
So if you slack off, if you took a week off and then stopped posting, or weren't posting the deals that were particularly good or that could particularly convert well, that would be a problem. How do you know beforehand whether the deal is going to convert well? Do you not know, or do you kind of have a feel for it over time?
Well, there are other deal sites with more active user bases, and then if you see that, or personally, if I see that there's a deal with a lot of comments or whatever, stuff like that.
Okay, so if it seems like it's popular on another site, there's a good bet that it'll be popular on your site.
It'll probably be popular on this site.
Yeah, okay. I get it. Tell me about the work that you do. You said you post 20 of these a day. So what does that entail? That means you go to this other site, you check the forums, you see which deals are popular, take that deal and basically post on your site, and it automatically goes on Twitter. Is that comprise like most of the work that you do on a daily basis?
Yeah.
And how long
Maybe
does
like
that take?
99% of the work.
How long does that take a day?
It's about 2 hours a day.
And what times do you post?
I'll post for about an hour when I wake up at probably 8:30 or 9.
Okay, 8:30 in the morning, post in the morning, and then get it out there. Okay. And then do you do it on weekends too, or just weekdays?
It's weekdays and weekends.
Okay. And then do you do anything
every day
on a weekly or monthly basis? Like, you checking traffic stats? Do you do any kind of conversion optimization? Is there anything like that?
It's pretty much the daily grind. I'm not as proactive as I probably should be with the stats and stuff of the site.
All right. What kind of skill sets do you think someone would need to buy this? So, I mean, could you train someone to do this relatively easily? Are there any skill sets that you'd recommend? I mean, do they have to be good at spotting deals? Do they have to be really familiar with deal sites, or no?
I would say you have to be at least a little bit familiar with deal sites and how to spot a deal. But on the posting side of things, posting is if you can post a message on a forum, you can probably handle the posting on the site.
Gotcha. And we talked about this before we got on the recording, but it's not a WordPress-based site. It's a custom CMS, but you have a developer that's basically built this out for the site. Is that correct?
Yeah. So it's not WordPress, but it might as well be WordPress.
Gotcha. And then the developer is willing to come on board with the sale, so they're willing to stay on with the site and continue managing or running with it?
Well, the developer, we don't really have it's not a day-to-day developer. I just contracted him out to do the redesign.
Okay. And then you'll pass that information along to the new buyer so they can get in contact if they need him?
If they need him, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't even need him.
You don't need him on a regular basis, right? But it's not like that developer is not willing to do work on the site, or it was an ex-partner that you hate or anything like that. There's no issue.
Oh, no. Okay. No, we're friends. I just don't need him.
Yeah. Okay. But that happens. That's one of the reasons I asked, right? Like sometimes the developer absolutely refuses to do any work on the site. So a new buyer should know that. But that's not the case here. Okay.
No.
So let's talk about some additional information. As a buyer, one of my concerns is I wouldn't want to buy this business from you, pay you the money, and then have you turn around the next day and compete or create another deal site. You said you're out of the deals. You don't want to deal with deals anymore. Would you be willing to sign a non-compete that basically agrees to that, saying that you won't do another deal site for X amount of years?
Oh, yeah. I would sign one that said that I wouldn't do it for the rest of my life.
You're done with... You're done with deals. I see.
The 15 years is enough for me.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, in terms of support for someone taking this over, I mean, I want to make sure that I felt comfortable buying the site and that I felt comfortable taking it over and running it. And I think, the support you're offering is 60 days of email support and up to 10 45-minute calls with a new owner via Skype or whatever. I think that should be plenty to get a new buyer up and running. Does that make sense? You agree with that?
Yeah.
All right.
It's really not rocket science the way the site works, or at least how I update it.
And then, obviously for you, you'd prefer 100% cash upfront offer would be ideal, right? But let's say that a buyer comes along and says, look, I'm not entirely sure. I want to make sure that I get the training. I want to have some leverage. Look, I'll pay 70% up front and I'll pay 30% after 60 days of training just to make sure I'm up to speed. Or, they say, look, I'm not confident that the site's going to continue at the current rate. I want to do 60% up front and I'll do 40% over 12 months. Would you be open to some kind of split or earn out like that? Or would you not look at that kind of deal?
I'm not familiar with how site handover works, so I don't know if I'd be able to, how easy it would be to recover the remainder of the balance.
Yeah, it depends. In general, what we do at Empire Flippers is, let's say that someone wants to do, 70% up front and they'll do 30% after training, and the training is kind of spelled out in terms of what's delivered. So Empire Flippers will generally hold that money. So we'll do the 70% where you get paid out right away, and then the 30% we would hold for up to 60 days based on that training happening. So as long as that training happens, then we pay it out, right? So it's generally something that we manage. And, honestly, a lot of deals aren't done that way. They're done at, somewhere between 80, 85% of the offer and up to 100% of the offer cash. But every once in a while, a deal will come in where, they want an earn out to kind of protect their downside based on the success of the site. So let's say they say, I'll do a deal with you. I'll do 60% up front and I'll do 40%, meaning I'll pay out the 4% a month for 10 months, right? But that's dependent on the site making a certain amount of money, right? So if it makes less than $3,000 a month, that month you don't get the money, that kind of thing. So anyway, does that kind of explain it? Is that something you'd be more open to?
If a month doesn't make $3,000?
For example, maybe it's $1,000, maybe it's $5,000, maybe it's $800. The number is a variable. It just depends on kind of what the deal is, but the deal may be tied to the success of the site. So, we're saying that the site makes X amount of money right now. If it makes less than 50% of what we're claiming it makes right now, you don't get paid that month, right? Or it could be you get paid, but you get paid a percentage of that amount. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, it makes sense. I don't know. I don't know if
You say no, man. You can say no. No, I won't do that.
There's so many variables because I don't know if the person buying the site will be able to post on a consistent basis, or at least as consistent as I've been posting, or if they'll be able to locate deals, or if they're familiar with deals and how they work.
Yep. You could say either, yes, I'd be open to at least discussing that. You could say, no, I'm not at all interested in doing some kind of earn out. I'll cash up front. Or it depends on the deal. It's a 3-option question.
Then the third one, it totally depends on the deal.
Depends on the deal, depends on the buyer. Okay, got it, man. Let's do kind of a wrap up, a summary of the business. As we said before, it's general goods, meaning there are just a ton of different products and things that are listed on the website. Primarily makes money through Amazon, but it also has Adsense and other affiliate offers on there. It was built in September 2001. More of a site you were just interested in building. You were interested in another site, kind of saw that what they were doing, wanted to kind of follow that. You built it in high school, started really making money in college. The monthly revenue over the last 24 months has been about $7,300 a month. You got expenses of $50 a month, a net profit of $7,200 a month. Again, that's a 2-year average, a monthly average. There's no PBN. You haven't done any much SEO to the site, and the revenue streams are somewhat diversified. You have 7 different revenue streams. Can you give me, Erwin, in let's say 30 seconds or so, your best pitch on why you think someone should buy this site? Why should they buy your business?
If you're already familiar with deals, if you already like deals, and you already post on there, or actually if you already post on deal forums, it's pretty much the same deal, except you'll be making money instead of making money for the other deal site.
Awesome, Erwin. Well, thank you so much for coming on. If anyone's interested in this listing and they're on YouTube or they're on one of our other channels, click on the link in the show notes. It'll take you over to empireflippers.com and show you the listing. The listing number is 40411. If you're on the listing page on Empire Flippers and you want more information about this business, including the URL, including all of the earnings and traffic history, you can pay a refundable deposit. It's 100% refundable. If you pay the deposit, we'll send you all that information and we can put you in contact with the seller so you can do your due diligence and help you make your buying decision. Again, Erwin, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, no problem.